What's up everybody, Adam from FWCI Collector's Edition here, and today I will be reviewing the Marvel Legends Maximum Edition Spider-Man. So this figure's been talked about quite a bit, and it's been reviewed by quite a lot of people, and I definitely understand why everybody is talking about this figure, for better or worse. So I'm not going to go through every point of articulation, but I do want to comment that all the articulation this figure has, for me anyway, feels very, very snug and very light. It doesn't feel as heavy as the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, who you can see looming off in the background over there. In my opinion, it does feel like a step up from the typical Marvel Legends product that we've come to expect. Now, the paint app on mine is absolutely perfect. I have seen people complaining about quality control and things like that, and I don't think it's an epidemic. I don't think it's anything worth really worrying about. I don't get really any quality control issues with my Marvel Legends, so it's not something that I can sit here and say I have experience with, but this one looks great, and there is a lot of line work on this figure, especially on the neck piece, on the head sculpts, and on the top of the body, like the shoulders and the upper body. There are tons of intricate black lines, and they're very, very clean. I can't see any blemishes or bits that don't link up. The blue paint that we've got for the body, I don't know, I feel like it could be a little bit brighter, but I understand that this is a Todd McFarlane era Spider-Man, and it's very specific, hence the Peter Parker head that we got. So I'm not going to complain if the darker tone makes it more comic accurate. So let's quickly go through the accessories that comes with this figure, because there are a lot of them. We come with, hang on, let me count them up again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 hands on this action figure, which is kind of absurd. Like a Marvel Legends figure very rarely comes with more than, 4 hands, probably 6 hands, I guess. But Spider-Man is the character where you've got a need for all these different hand poses, and I can't think of many different Spider-Man hands that I would want outside of these. So 4 of these hands are brand new sculpts as well. We've got the web thwipping hands that have come out left and right, and we've got the bare human hands with the metal gauntlet and the web the thing, the button. I don't like that thing. I don't like Spider-Man having, genius intellect to create this web. I like the idea that it just comes from him organically. So I will not be using those hands. They look a little bit weird as well. They might be a little bit big. So 4 brand new hands in this. We also get the Spidey Sense effect, which, like everybody, I agree, that should really be yellow. And this is what my, I'll call this my Slide Effects remix of the figure looks like. Slide Effects make great effect pieces. Check them out on Facebook. But I appreciate the fact that they put it in there, but yeah, it seems unnecessary to make it red when it probably should be yellow, unless it makes it more comic accurate, in which case, I'm not gonna fuck with you nerds. He also comes with 3 different heads, and they all are brand new sculpts with the big eyes sculpted on both of the Spider-Man heads. I wish there was a bit more different expression on the eyes. It's basically just different width of black around the edge, and it's only a very slight difference. So I wish we got like a squinty one, or maybe a one eye open or something like that. Just a little bit to sort of, mix it up. We then also got the unmasked Peter Parker head, and yeah, this is an easy pass for me. All the human flesh parts of this figure are just going to go in a box somewhere, so I believe this is very accurate to the comic that it's trying to portray. I've seen people that read that comic say that this figure head actually looks pretty spot on, but it is not for me. And we get into the web effects. He comes with 2 pieces of web rope, which are surprisingly fun to play with. I've never really messed around with those too much, but I like them. I do wish that they had some posable wire inside so that you can sort of get them in a pose where it's kind of sticking up a little bit more, but maybe I'll have to mess around with some zip ties or something like that. But I like the fact that they're in there. It also comes with the web shield, which is a pretty damn fun effect piece to have. Spider-Man with a shield with all this extra articulation really makes for some fun poses, and if you've got Captain America, you can bring him on in and they can have a bloody shield party. In that case, we'll invite Fury, Dum Dum, and Maria Hill. And he also comes with 2 web effects and a flight stand that you can use for both of them. I'm not a fan of the one that looks like a giant sperm. I can pass on that one, but I do like the web effect of the web that's shooting out. I think there's a lot of fun that can be had with that in figure photography and things of that nature. So if I quickly compare him to the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, you know, there's quite a bit of difference in the blue. Well, not a great deal amount, but the new one is definitely darker, and I think even the Renew Your Vows, he could probably be a little bit lighter as well. And I know you want to hear me talk about the price, so here's a quick Tarantino test, and then we'll get on with it.
Tarantino test.
So this is the part of the video where I talk about the feet of the action figure, because I think they are the most important part when it comes to posing, except when you're using a flight stand like this, of course. So I like to take a moment to pay attention to the feet and let you know if I think there's anything fundamentally wrong, because if the feet are bad, then the posing is going to be much more difficult, or not even possible at all. And this pose is pretty good. I will say though, the ankles on Marvel Legends sometimes are quite loose, and I have had some issues with the ankles on this one here, but nothing that wasn't able to be fixed. But I would like them to just sort of figure out a new method of the ankle articulation. You've got boot cut now, you've got the thigh cut on most of these figures. I would hope that means that you can maybe adjust the ankles so that you can get a little bit more stability in that. But that's more of an overall Marvel Legends thing, but this figure doesn't sort of change that for me at all. So Quentin Tarantino is fine with this figure. That was the Tarantino test. So let's talk about the price. Here in Australia, this retailed at $90 which is, I don't know if that equates exactly to what it is in the US, but just so you know, $90 is the currency that we're dealing with. And just for a bit of context, $90 is exactly what I paid for the movie Carnage figure, and I believe there's probably some other deluxe figures. Like the deluxe figures here range anywhere from like $60 to $90. Serta was $120. The Shield 4-pack was $135, and your standard run-of-the-mill Marvel Legends is $45. So this is literally double the price of a Marvel Legend. And like I mentioned before, there's a ton of new stuff that comes with this figure. You've got the web effects. I believe both of those are new, correct me if I'm wrong. The web shield, that's new. Both of the Spider-Man heads, that's new. The Peter Parker head, that's new. The whip hands with the webbing coming out, those are new. The hands with the gauntlets and the human gross giant clubbing hands, that's a new piece as well as the spider sense, I believe that is as well. On top of that, the sculpt is new. There's heaps of updated paint application on this figure as well that's been done really well. Do I think it's worth $90? Truth is, yeah, I do. Now I just want to say, would I like all action figures and all things in life to be cheaper? Yes, I absolutely would. But looking at what's available for me to buy, what comes with it, what I'm spending, I don't think this is a ripoff or like a solid fail or, you know, price gouging or whatever it is that people are saying it is. To me, this looks like a fairly deluxe figure in terms of it being brand new and having, you know, new articulation and, you know, very, very new stuff on it. Whole bunch of accessories, half of them are brand new as well. Some other accessories that we've seen before chucked in for good measure. And I think that they've given us enough to warrant the price point of $90 I feel like some people are upset that you don't get more with it, but I think there are people out there who look at things like, if a figure doesn't weigh much, then it must not be worth much, or it must not be worth the money that they're asking to be spent. The detail on this and the amount of stuff that you get with it, it's absolutely worth the money. And if we have a look at other action figures that are out there for adult collectors, and that is what I definitely believe this is. I think this is aimed at adult collectors, which is why it has the price point that it does. But if you look at SH Figuarts and you look at Mafex and things like that, I mean, looking at this again, this is in Australian currency. Mafex, Spider Noir, $300 for a pre-order on Amazon. That is ridiculous. If that stuff is out there and people are accepting it, then I don't understand what all the hullabaloo is about with Hasbro putting out a $90 Marvel Legends that comes with a whole bunch of stuff. And we've got the Maximum Edition Hulk coming out next. I'm very curious to see what that's like. I believe it's the first time they've had a Marvel Legend that has the butterfly joints hidden with like a rubber bodysuit torso piece, which is I'm excited for that. I think that's a very interesting way to try and do it. And if they're going to put it on a Maximum Edition figure, then I imagine that means they're pretty confident with the execution of, you know, doing this new articulation choice that they've done. I understand people don't really like the look of the faces and stuff like that, but that's subjective. Not everybody's going to like the exact same thing, and for whatever reason, they chose the faces that they chose. I don't know if the body's going to be interchangeable with other Hulk heads, if it's all going to match up with the color. But again, if you're just looking for an Incredible Hulk figure that you can put together and stand on the shelf and have a ton of options on how you're going to pose it, then it looks like the Maximum Edition is definitely going to give you that. I'm going to try and track it down. I haven't seen it up for pre-order at my usual retailers yet, but I'll definitely be looking for it because I'm very happy with how this Spider-Man figure turned out, and I think it was well worth the money. Now, do I think this is shelf-worthy? Well, obviously, I do. I think this figure turned out absolutely spectacular, no pun intended. So I hope you enjoyed this review. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on the Maximum Edition Spider-Man. Are you going to be getting the Hulk? Are you thinking about only getting the Hulk and skipping the Spidey altogether? Is there anything in this figure that you really like the look of, or any of the accessories that you're excited to come out in the regular Marvel Legends waves? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. And as always, everyone, be well, stay safe, look after your figs, ta-ta, and farewell.